We've reached number 8, and a band who duetted with Gaza, been called fascists, and once owned the coolest nightclub on the planet. British pop just wouldn't be the same without them.
It used to be called Joy Division, and Ian, the singer, decided it would end his own life, so it was a bit of a tragedy really, but we decided we'd carry on nonetheless.
A legendary frontman down, the remaining members decided to carry on, rename the band New Order, and get young Bernard Sumner to take on lead vocals.
I didn't view it as being difficult taking over from Ian, because I considered it an honour, really. The first thing we did was a ceremony. Ian had written the lyrics the week before he died, and what we did was we had rehearsal tapes of those 2 songs, and we put them through a graphical equaliser to try and find out what his lyrics were. So maybe I helped a little bit there.
The first single New Order were becoming more interested in little boxes that went bleep. They just needed someone to press the buttons.
You've got a girlfriend, ask her if she wants to be in the band. So we did, and we all had this meeting, and you're on 3 months trial. You're still on 3 months trial.
I didn't know anything about keyboards, so I used to practice on my sister's plastic on tempi organ. We used to put dots on the keyboard and...
Still do?
Yeah.
Back up to a 4-piece, New Order went electro-mental and used the new technology to help them perform the tricky task of getting off stage.
I would say we never did encores, but we didn't like doing encores. It was getting us a reputation of being lazy bastards, which seems to persist to this day, which is absolutely untrue.
So they thought, what can we do to get off stage? And somewhere within this new technology they were playing with, why can't we use the computers on this to press a button and leave something running for 20 minutes so that, you know, we can get rid of all the audience? Out of that came this phenomenal song, and I think not only, I mean, if you think of the but, I mean, you know, how many times a day do you hear that still today?
I see a ship in the harbor, I can and shall obey, but if it wasn't for your misfortune...
Blue Monday, I think for many people, was a point of access to dance music and club culture. It brought in the beer boys, the boot boys, the football fans, the shop assistants, the hairdressers. You know, strange electronic pop music became the norm.
That was really when we knew we were onto a good thing, when Joy Division fans started slagging us off. I was like, all right, this must be it now.
Blue Monday, the biggest selling 12-inch single of all time. But due to a rather flash sleeve, New Order and Factory Records actually made a loss. No money for Bubble Bath here then.
New Order's attitude was, our attitude was the same, but their attitude was, all right, we'll do a world tour. We'll do a world tour this time. 5 cities, one of them's Macclesfield. You choose the other 4. That's, you know, fine. So there was a certain sympathy between both sides.
He's a Cambridge-educated gobshite, which, you know, someone like that is born to talk. You try stopping him.
Just been interviewed in a bath with a glass of champagne and talking about the reality of the marketplace. It's politics.
And the realities of the New Order marketplace were basically bonkers. Next, they decided to open what would become one of the world's most infamous nightclubs.
We probably spent the money we earned in 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. Yeah, but it was, you know, worth every penny.
In the late 80s, the Hacienda became centre of the baggy, loved-up Manchester scene, and the cash did start rolling in. Meanwhile, the club's major shareholders kept knocking out the perfect pop music.
I feel so extraordinary, something's got a hold on me. I get this feeling I'm in motion, a certain
Every time a New Order record came out, it sounded like completely out of nowhere, completely modern, completely up to date, you know. And who would have thought these kind of pioneers of digital angst and existential ennui and all those things, all that palaver, who'd have thought they could come up with the perfect football record?
Well, hold my hands up here, yeah, but I thought it was absolutely the naffest idea in the world, and it's like, oh, God, man, a football song, oh, no. But we managed to do an half-decent football song. God knows how.
It was a wonderful song, wonderful video, changed the perception of football singles, was New Order's only #1, was just fantastic.
In the 90s, it was all change. The Hacienda closed, Bernard Sumner formed Electronic, Peter Hook married and divorced Mrs. Merton, and the other two formed the other two. Yet for many, New Order were always greater than the sum of their parts.
This art form, the best of it is done by teams. The group is the great thing. Stephen, Gillian, Ian, Barney, Lucky, they made music as a team.
From the Hacienda to Hasselhoff, the New Order story continues. Although they've split from Tony Wilson, the foursome are about to release a new album, and there's even a feature film being made about them and Factory Records. Not that they'll be bothered.
All the great bands I've ever worked with fulfill Sid Vicious's concept, which is Sid Vicious was once asked whether, when he wrote his music, he thought about the man in the street, and Sid said, no, I've met the man in the street, he's a